He's probably having birthday sex.
And you think,
Welcome to the Deep Fried Show. Our typical host, Vern, is out of commission tonight. He just received some treatment for a ruptured Achilles tendon, so he is zooted up on painkillers right now. He's been a trooper, though, so he's joined us. So the way to contact the show or get in touch with the show and watch this repeat is deepfriedshow.com. You can see us on YouTube / The Deep Fried Show. Twitter.
still waiting on AJ McCarron.
AJ
to,
McCarron.
Make an appearance.
So the
Waiting on you,
Twitter at
AJ10, whatever. At AJ10. At Deep Fried Show.
yeah.
I'd rather his woman come on the show. We should tweet her.
At _ Catherine Webb.
Yes.
Where's
Get at.
Mom?
His mom? Yeah, that worked.
Yeah, we get his mom on too.
Get the whole family on. Might as well
I'll try to. I'll
drag his
text her.
dad in too.
I'll send her a text.
It feels like one of those nights. Should
If
be
AJ doesn't
dancing.
hurry up and get with the program, I'm going to hit up Johnny Manziel.
You could probably get Philip Ely to join since he's no longer at Alabama.
We could probably get Rolando McClain.
Let's get a former Brewer
That's exactly
quarterback.
what I was about to say, Dusty.
We could get him, I bet.
Let's get Christopher Thomas Cuddy.
Oh,
Or Ryan Jones.
Was he a quarterback at Brewer?
Yeah. Mike apparently is going to potentially have a rendezvous with a lucky or unlucky lady. So he won't be back.
So that's what he means by getting stuff done.
We should call Todd Neal.
It's Todd's
on a date.
birthday.
Yeah, it's his birthday.
oh, that would be a good call.
Let's call Todd and see how his
See how his
date's
birthday's
going.
going. Yeah.
He will definitely not answer.
Yeah, he won't answer.
He's probably having birthday sex.
And you think,
So tonight's drink: Fireball whiskey, cinnamon whiskey. I've never had it. It's supposed to be like
You need to get Goldschlager next week.
It's supposed to be the hot new shot. I'm gonna taste it. But then I've got a little trick that I heard about because I know this is gonna taste like crap. All right, so not
Hey.
Goldschlager. Fireball cinnamon whiskey.
It's not that bad.
That's gonna be gross.
It's not bad.
That's good. Tastes like a red hot. God dang, it's strong though. Jeez.
I like it how it makes your lips really red.
Holy moly. Took my breath away. Now, what about this? Angry Orchard apple cider. I'm going to pour this into a glass. And then I'm going to pour this Fireball whiskey in there. So it's going to be like cinnamon whiskey apple.
do y'all remember that episode where Craig went to the beer fest in Huntsville and came home and we had edited a lot of video?
Yep.
Yeah, we still didn't. Yeah.
I see that. I see that coming again pretty soon.
Well,
32.
that night he started at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so
I didn't start till 6
Working
today.
on this truck.
So look at this. That's apple cider and cinnamon whiskey in a glass I got in Wales.
Oh,
does your
you're
fiance
right.
know that she's marrying an alcoholic?
Doesn't matter.
No.
It doesn't matter.
You're a functioning alcoholic at least, though.
I just figured she was a raging alcoholic. 10 a.m.
So Vern, tell us about your surgery. Tell us what happened to you.
Well, I was playing softball, which oddly enough is the same game that caused me to have surgery on my right shoulder. That in conjunction with dodgeball, but
He'll be back next year.
Yeah, the funny
man.
thing is, this is a girls' game that y'all are playing. Go ahead.
yeah, exactly.
Hey.
So I was playing shortstop, and there was a runner on second base, and so my arm is still a little bit weak from my shoulder surgery. So when they hit the ground ball to me, I caught it. And in my head, I'm thinking, I'm going to pump fake this throw to first and get this guy to run toward third so I don't have to make that long throw to first, so I can just flip it over here to third base. So I caught the ball, and I pump faked, and the runner, sure enough, he took off. So I literally took one step toward the baseline and then planted my back foot to throw over to third base to rob him. And before I could even finish the throwing motion, I got a sensation of somebody taking a full swing at me with a baseball bat and hitting me right above the back of my heel. And I heard a loud pop.
That's not cool.
And I went straight to the ground, and I was like, first thing that went through my head was, you gotta be kidding me. Somebody from another field has hit a ball over here that has hit me in the back of the leg. And then, so I looked behind me, well, there wasn't anything there, and I tried to stand up, and I noticed I couldn't move my foot. So, I'm laying there, and I'm like, okay, my knee feels fine. I don't feel any bone pain. So I have either torn my calf muscle or I have torn my Achilles tendon, and it turns out that I ruptured my Achilles tendon.
Ow.
So I had surgery this morning at 7:30.
It was literally the most innocent thing I have ever seen.
Oh yeah, it was a play I've made probably 1,000 times.
But the thing was, it wasn't anything really explosive.
No.
It was a simple twist, a pivot on his left ankle, and an approach to third, and he just basically fell down.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because your prior steroid use is kind of
PEDs
now?
Maybe the PEDs, yeah, in the past, like the overuse of Tylenol and the occasional
vaginal discharge.
Doubling up of a 16-ounce monster instead of
I
just
would
drinking.
say it would be the underuse of your Achilles tendon.
Or the overuse over time. The optimum age range for Achilles injuries are 30 to 40.
Yeah, but I found some stuff that said that because we're not as active as we used to be, that's the reason that age frame, that's where we need to either get more active or just quit completely.
Yeah, and what my doctor said was that a rupture in your Achilles is basically due to your calf muscle, which I didn't know, but your calf muscle is the strongest muscle in your body and exerts the most force. And so it's tied in to the top part of your Achilles and it's attached at the heel. He said it's a combination of the contraction of that calf muscle and the flexion of your heel, whether it be forward or backward. And just that in that one instance, that combination of force is too much, and it's just snaps.
Too much torque, buddy.
Yeah, too much torque.
Did you scream in man pain? Like,
No, I have never, ever seen anybody hurt so bad that they literally couldn't say anything.
No, I didn't say anything.
I mean,
It's from all those years of doing closeout blockout drills, and you just...
That's it. It's Sam
That's
Brown's
it.
fault.
I mean, he really was in so much pain, he didn't even want to verbalize anything.
I couldn't say anything. It was hurting so bad. Like, I almost passed out.
If you'd been in a triple threat position, that wouldn't have happened.
Maybe not. I don't remember a whole lot about it other than the feeling that I had when it happened and the pop sound. And I don't know if I yelled out on the way down or not. I don't remember saying anything when I was laying on the ground. I couldn't. It was hurting so bad. I just had my teeth gritted.
I know what I would have said.
what?
Probably like ouch or something.
Good follow up, Dusty.
So I know Wimberly was one of the guys, and was it Ashley was the other guy, and I was trying to limp off the field, put an arm around two people and use it kind of like a crutch. Well, it was hurting so bad that the gyration of my right foot hitting the ground in between steps was making me sick to my stomach. So they had to more or less pick me up under the leg and carry me. So I got back to the dugout and I sat down. And sat down for 30 seconds. I was like, I've got to lay down. I'm fixing to pass out. It was like a combination of I'm fixing to faint and throw up at the same time. and it was like that the whole entire game.
That would have
Did
been
you go
bad.
to
If
the
you
ER?
No, I didn't go to the ER. I knew what it was.
it'd been bad if you'd thrown up and then fainted and then landed in your throw up.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been good. Plus, it happened in the 6th inning, Wood, so the game was almost over.
Did y'all win?
They did. They came back and won.
Funny enough,
For
we
you,
won.
though. They did it for you.
Yeah, you want to know what's funny is they came in the dugout and said that.
Do it
I
for
don't-
Vernie!
I
Do
can't.
it for Vernie!
I didn't say anything, but in my head I'm thinking, I don't care. I wish y'all would have lost and I wouldn't have got hurt. This sucks. Because I knew. I mean, I knew it was bad. You know, I
So
told
what
John.
did you do that night? You just went home?
I went home.
You had to take some pills or something.
I took a pain pill. I took a shower first because I had dirt all over me. Because I landed in the dirt, and after I got a shower, I came in the living room and got in this recliner and propped my leg up. And I had some pain pills left from my shoulder surgery, so I took one. And then I called the doctor's office as soon as they opened the next morning. And then I had surgery the day after that, or 2 days after that. All they would have done at the hospital was give me a bag of ice and a pain pill and said, call your orthopedist in the morning. So
Yeah.
there wasn't really any use. I mean, it wasn't anything life-threatening.
Now it's the road to recovery.
Said yours was so innocent. It wasn't an explosive play at all.
No, I was just a simple pivot to throw to third base. I mean, something I've done a million times.
You've done that a million times.
That's the reason it blew
That's
out. Right
that's
there.
a lot. That's exactly why it happened. If
Got
that was
him
like
at
your
a million and one.
that is a lot of softball. If you've done that a million times.
I'm
A
telling
million
you.
and one. That was it.
So
that's
anyway,
the worst pain you ever experienced then, huh?
I've never felt an immediate sensation of pain that lasted. You know, the initial pop, and then the subsequent pain that I had for probably the next 4 hours. I've never felt pain like that. I've never felt pain that made me feel like I was going to throw up and pass out.
You've had 2 kids. Was it worse than giving birth?
Yes.
Well, you know, you said you did that, you know, like a million times and never really thought about it. You know,
hmm
it's kind of how Earnhardt was. You know, he went around about 400 laps, but he didn't make it 401. You never know.
I think it's a little different than what Earnhardt did. I didn't die.
I knew Owen would just be rolling in the floor at that.
What's up, guys?
Oh,
Hey,
there
what's
it is.
up?
Mr. Baseball.
What's going on?
Hi, Cobb.
Listen, we just had a baseball game and we almost lost, but we won.
Good
Good
job.
Job.
I heard
Did
you
you-
drilled. I heard you drilled the pitcher. Is that right? You hit one off the pitcher.
You know, when you hit Micah.
Yeah, I did.
You should have yelled at him. You should have said, "Get back."
That's
Say
right.
when you tell them what you say when you hit the ball.
That's right.
Show them guns off, boy.
Oh,
right.
That's a
Make
man right
muscles.
there.
Can you show them some muscles?
There you go.
There you go.
Man in training.
Yep. Better get a license for them things.
Right.
Somebody called a plumber. He's got some pipes.
Vern,
Oh,
What's up, man?
how are you feeling?
I'm all right. They cut my leg open and fixed me today. So now I just got to get better. They cut me about that much.
Peace out, guys.
Peace out, guys.
See you later, Carter.
Later, Carter.
Right? Go to sleep.
Or I will put you to sleep.
So, Dusty, you missed out last week. We were talking about, or maybe it was either last week or the week before, we were talking about the worst trouble we'd ever gotten in school.
That was
I wanna
last
br-
week.
Yeah, I want to bring this back up because I specifically want you to tell the story about your senior year in high school and where you started and how you finished.
Mhm.
Let's just talk about that day. How about that?
All right, that'll work.
It was like a month or something before I was to graduate, and all the like you take exams, but seniors don't have to take them, so you get to go into school late, like 10 o'clock. And this random guy that I wasn't even friends with had this idea that some of the baseball players should come over to his house that morning, drink a few beers, and like we were going to fish or whatever, and then go to school. Well, so I went over there, and about 4 or 5 of my buddies didn't go over there. Kind of let me down. So I'm over there, and I drink a couple of beers and go into school. Well, about fourth or fifth period, I get told by one of my buddies, he's like, man, you need to leave. He said, I think they got some people drinking this morning. He goes, I know you're with them. He goes, they're going to be coming looking for you. And I was like, oh, man, I'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Well, just as I say that, I walk into my classroom, and the assistant principal comes and gets me, and he's like, hey, man, I need you in the office. And he's like, I'm going to go ahead. This was my basketball coach as a freshman, by the way. And he's like, I don't know what's happened, but I want you to tell the truth, no matter what. I was like, all right. So I go down there. Like, there's different county officials and the principal, and he
This is the
asked me if
same
I'd been
day?
drinking that morning. This is the same day. And because it was like late in the day when they got me.
Good God.
And so he's like, they had the breathalyzer there, which they didn't give to me, but principal's like, hey, he goes, I just got to ask you if you've been drinking. And I said, yeah, I had, a couple this morning. I mean, this is like almost 1 o'clock by now. I mean, there's no way I'm drunk.
I had a couple.
Yeah, I had a couple. And he's like, all right, we know.
You know
we
where you
can't have
messed up? Telling the
Where?
truth.
Right. Well, that's
Go ahead.
exactly what I did. So I told the truth. Anyway, they, I pretty much get in trouble, and they tell me I'm suspended for 3 days, and then I have to go before like the Board of Education. But anyway, I had to bring my dad and mom down there. It was really, really bad. They gave everybody a breathalyzer but me. And little did I know until like years later that was my way out, but I just wasn't aware of it, and nobody thought they should tell me that. Because really,
You could just told them no.
right, I could have told them no.
Yeah, you could tell them screw off.
Yeah. So I got expelled. Every board member but one voted to expel me.
Who was the one?
Tom Earwood was the one who thought that I should have not been expelled, mainly because I had a pretty good record. I think I had never been to the principal's office in the time I was there. But anyway, I ended up going to an alternative school in Coleman County for 2 weeks, and I have a Vinemont diploma. And if I had it here, I would show it, but I don't know where it's at.
So he graduated from a high school where the only time he spent there was 2 weeks in alternative school.
Right, yeah, and that wasn't even at the high school. Like, I walked into the school one day and met with the principal, and he's like, this is crazy that you got kicked out of school. He goes, we would have just gave you a paddling and you had been done. I don't drink Busch Light ever just for that reason, because that's the beer I was drinking that day.
I remember one time we were in junior college. Vern and I were sitting out waiting on one of our friends to get out of class, and we went to the store right there on the campus and got a 6-pack of beer and just sit there drinking beer.
What at Logan? We were waiting.
Yeah, we were waiting on Logan.
We were going to his house.
Yeah, and so we just sit there in your car, or my car, one. I think it was your car, and drank some, I believe, Miller Lights.
How'd you buy?
Owen was old enough.
I was 21.
Oh.
Semester before we came down to Alabama.
Yeah. So yeah, I was on the 6-year plan when I went to college. That's what was funny about my college tenure. I did about the first 2 years in like 5 years, and I did the last 3 in 1. had to catch up.
And you spent one full school year at a place to where you never transferred a credit from.
That's exactly right. So getting out in 6 years wasn't that bad.
I never thought you would have graduated after the Tuscaloosa fiasco.
Yeah, my my second semester grade point average in Tuscaloosa was .75, and that was a mistake. It should have been lower.
Yeah, he got credit for a grade that he didn't even take the test for.
I got a B and 3 Fs. It should have been straight 0, because I should have had 4 Fs.
Good times.
Yep. But you live and learn, and I was smart enough not to transfer my transcripts.
Owen had a 9 o'clock class, right? Campbell had an 8 o'clock class. Owen would set his alarm every day of those classes for 7:30 to make sure that Campbell got up for his 8 o'clock class.
And then you go back to bed.
So then Owen would go back to bed,
Go back to couch.
Go back to couch, intentionally skipping his 9 o'clock class.
Hey, I'm a good friend. I'm not necessarily a good student.
You're not a good friend either because you dicked over Vern one time when it was.
I did.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
that was the worst
So-
the worst friend move ever. That was.
There was this
I still to this day feel bad about that. I was.
No, you don't.
I do.
There was-
I really do feel bad about that.
And I don't know if I'm remembering it right or not, but were we not in that class together, or had you had it the semester before?
The health class. I think.
Yeah.
I'd had it the semester before because
Okay.
I had it with Aries Monroe and all those and Santonio Beard.
Okay, so this class was like
Oh, what a beast!
Yeah.
this class was probably a good 1.5 2 mile walk from our apartment.
It was a trek.
Santonio Beard was huge.
And so this was like the class that I had on Tuesday and Thursday, and it was the only class I had on Tuesday and Thursday. It was like 9 o'clock. Well, I went get ready. It's pouring down rain outside, so I go ahead and I get ready. I'm like, I just hope it stops raining before I leave because I don't drive this class because there's no parking whatsoever. So I get out of the shower. It's like 15 till, and I'm ready to go. I'm like, dude, it's pouring. And so Craig is asleep on the couch in the living room. So I go there and I kind of rattle his cage a little bit and kind of start him like, hey, dude, can you go drop me off in my health class? I said, because it's raining pretty hard.
Can y'all hear him?
No, he's fading pretty bad.
How about now? Is that better?
Yeah, it's a lot better.
Okay, so
Yeah, I thought it was just my internet.
I get ready. I'm ready to go at like 20 till, 15 till, and it's still raining outside. So my plan didn't work. I couldn't wait the rain out. So I go and I shake Craig up a little bit. And I'm kind of wake him up. And he's like, "What is it?" And I said, "It's pouring down rain outside, dude. Can you take me to my health class?" Well, his first response was, "No, man." I said, "Dude." I said, "It's pouring down rain. All you gotta do is drop me off." I said, "I'll walk back." And he said, "No, man." He said, "But hey, I got a poncho there in the closet. You can just wear it. You can just take that with you." And he rolled back over and went to sleep. So I went and got the poncho that came down to like my kneecaps, and I walked in class right when it started, and my jeans were absolutely soaked from the knee down, and my shoes.
The best part about those stories we telling you that no man, I got a poncho.
Yeah,
Poncho, you can borrow.
back there. Just
I got a poncho you can use.
And dude, it was coming like a torrential downpour.
It was pouring down rain. Like the splash from the sidewalks, like literally soaked my jeans.
Yeah.
Why didn't you drive his car?
I couldn't park. There's
There's nowhere
nowhere
to
to park over there.
Oh.
Because it was a 9 o'clock class, so all the 8 o'clock kids would have the parking spots all filled up.
Oh, okay.
So it was just.
Did you
it was
buy a
basically-
Domino's pizza after that, Owen?
No, he didn't have any money. Remember, he'd ran out of money at that point.
Or at least give you a cigarette.
Ugh.
I gave him a cigarette.
I remember
We
we
paid
paid
for those.
I probably gave you a quarter for the cigarette, but I took it out of your change jar.
So like I gave him a cigarette then.
That's one thing. I hate that I missed out on all that. Like all those years y'all had done there. I wish I
Oh,
It was
Well, me
only
and Craig
one.
only had one.
Yeah, me and Vern only had
Well,
one. I
But
finished.
still,
It was the best year though.
But
Well,
they
like the other years, I had a girlfriend, I had the Miller, and it's like,
Well, you had her that year too.
oh, did I?
I think so.
There was a
But
lot
she
of
had moved off to New Orleans or something.
That's true. That's true.
yeah. There was a lot of There was a lot of funny moments that happened then.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine and Craig's foot race in the middle of the parking lot.
That started the whole year off.
Yeah, that was the first weekend.
Yeah.
Who won?
basically,
I won, but then I fell in the parking lot running full speed and
You
did
cheated.
a tuck and roll. Owen swore up and down that he was faster than me. I said, dude. And I smoked him.
You cheated.
And then I fell.
see, I think
Well, I'm
I
gonna
think
go ahead
all
and tell
y'all-
you, I was faster before that than I was when we actually raced. Because when we raced, I would notice that I wasn't as fast as I used to be.
Oh man.
Where you said, Dusty?
all the stuff that y'all done and y'all talk about, I picture it as being like the Fridays and Saturdays that we had at the townhouse at Rapers. Y'all
Yeah.
had that every day, all
Yeah.
the time, like
Pretty
just nonstop.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Craig,
I think that-
one day me and
yeah.
Craig were sitting around and
We
just
shaved our
decided-
heads.
We did that. One day me and Craig were sitting around and we had a video camera and we just set it up at an angle in the living room and videotaped ourselves all day long.
I remember my very last. We're doing the same thing right now, pretty much. But I remember I went to a marketing class. My very last marketing class that I went to. I had a shaved head and a big black eye. I looked like a neo-Nazi person or something.
Oh man, I remember that shaved head. We shaved our heads on a Thursday.
How'd you get the black eye?
I got hit with a fist.
I remember we shaved the heads on a Thursday. I drove back home on Friday evening to play in a Hoop It Up tournament at Joe Davis on Saturday. Sunburned my scalp. Made it to the semifinals, so I had to come back and play on Sunday. Sunburned on top of the sunburn. I had oozing flesh boils on my scalp for 2 weeks.
For those who couldn't hear, he said oozing flesh boils.
Yeah, like every morning I woke up, I would have my pillow would be wet.
That's disgusting.
It was so gross.
That's very disgusting.
It was terrible. It was horrible.
Moving from oozing flesh boils, we've actually got a part of our show that we want to introduce. It's actually the main reason we started this show is to start talking about college football.
Woohoo!
But since college football is not in season, we've actually started out with a deep fried show. But the biggest part of the show is actually going to be called Fried Pigskin. It's where we talk about specifically SEC football primarily, and we're going to focus on the University of Alabama as much as possible. But we naturally, growing up in Alabama, we all have an affection for college football, and we love the University of Alabama. So, to introduce Fried Pigskin, which is on our website, deepfriedshow.com, and you can either you can click the Fried Pigskin, which will have the Fried Pigskin shows that are going to be coming up in the fall, and there'll be blog posts. So the part that I like to primarily focus on is the gambling aspect of SEC football. How teams are going to do against the spread, the reasons why some teams will score and won't score on each other, and how awesome Alabama football and Marcus Lattimore are. So,
Marcus Lattimore?
I love Marcus Lattimore, man. He's like the best player this year. I hope he wins the Heisman.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about there, Carmelo?
He's talking about Javion Clowney.
Yeah, you're talking about Clowney.
Damn it. Yeah,
You know.
I am talking about Glenn.
You know.
Oh, he's a football expert too.
I am.
Well, We'll have to edit that part out.
I'm a
We're
football.
leaving that one in there.
Keep
I'm
it.
we're
Yeah.
keeping that one. I'm a complete football expert, but hey, I got the school right? Marcus
It's from
Lattimore,
football, soccer.
Marcus Lattimore and Damian Clowney, they're kind of the same, right? They
Eurofag.
Okay. Anyway, I like I like gambling, so we'll
And drinking.
and drinking. So we'll Oh, we do have a good show coming up pretty soon. What, in 3 months, or a little less than 3 months actually, from Las Vegas, where we will be placing bets on the first weekend of the college football season, live from the MGM Grand Sportsbook. So that'll be cool. So our first topic, as far as introducing the fried pigskin, is the college football Mount Rushmore. Were they to build, if someone were to build a Mount Rushmore and dedicate it to college football, what 4 faces would be on it? Would anybody want to start this? Anybody got an opinion? First of all, let me just go ahead and ask this. We're all Alabama fans. Does anybody not have Bear Bryant on this?
No.
And
I've got
if
Bear
you
Bryant
don't,
on.
please leave the show.
Yeah, he's got to be on it for sure.
Yeah, my top two coaches are Bear Bryant and Nick Saban. So I'm a complete.
You got them in the wrong order.
Well, I actually thought about that, whether I should put Bear Bryant or Nick Saban first. And the only reason I went with Bear Bryant over Nick Saban is because he had 6 national championships, and Nick Saban only has 4.
It was easier to win them.
Exactly, because Nick Saban's dealing with scholarship limits and a bunch of other things now. But
more good teams in college parity.
yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
I just
Due to
wasn't.
the reduced scholarships.
I wasn't
don't think
ready.
I do. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wasn't ready to give up on the Bear, because the Bear, Nick Saban will have his. That's exactly right. Exactly right. So Nick Saban may actually be at the top of the Mount Rushmore when his career's over, after they win another one this year, hopefully.
Even when Nick Saban was at LSU, I said he was the best college football coach in the country.
Yeah, he was good at LSU.
Yeah.
And if he was still at LSU, he'd still be winning national championships.
That's not my webcam off.
So do
You know, so all of us are in agreement that Bear Bryant's on there. So I'm going to follow up Craig's question. Is there anyone who does not have Nick Saban? Now, this is not coaches, correct? This is football players.
This is football players, anything, yeah.
So I guess we seem like some homers, but you know, I don't
How
think
many?
anybody.
How many? Are we limited to the amount of faces that go on Mount Rushmore?
4.
No, 4. You got 4
4, okay.
faces.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
tough because
So I think all of us are in agreement that we all have Saban and we all have.
No, I don't
Bear
have
Bryant.
Saban. I have Bear Bryant.
You don't have Saban.
I didn't put Saban on there. I've got Bear Bryant.
He's the best college football coach ever.
You have to put Saban.
I didn't put Saban on it. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and tell you mine. The 4 faces that I would put on college Mount Rushmore.
I swear, if you put one of these on there, that I think you're gonna say.
I know what he's gonna say.
Okay.
I'm gonna be pissed too.
First of all, face 1, I'm putting Bear Bryant, of course. Face 2, I'm putting Herschel Walker.
I'm with you on that.
That's my number 2 guy, was Herschel Walker. He still is ridiculous. He's an MMA fighter now, and he's like 50 something or 40 something. Either
And he
way,
never lifted a weight.
yeah,
He set 10 NCAA records, 15 Southeastern Conference records, 30 Georgia all-time records.
yeah, he's ridiculous. He
Heisman Trophy winner.
Heisman Trophy winner, national championship in 1980 as a freshman, and then finally won the Heisman as a junior, and then he left to go play for the
Dallas.
USFL. No, it was
Oh,
USFL.
USFL first, right?
Yeah, and he went to.
Dallas
He
and
played for-
Minnesota.
He was in Minnesota before. Yeah, was he Dallas then Minnesota?
Yeah.
Didn't he play for?
No.
Wait, he didn't play for Philly, any?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. I think he was like with 3 or 4 teams in it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was
so
good. Whatever
so
it was. He was
so we've got Bear Bryant and Herschel Walker.
Okay,
Oh,
you wanna stop there and let somebody go with somebody else?
Yeah, sure,
and
absolutely,
come back.
absolutely. Whoever wants, who's got another one that you guys think's a lock for the list?
I put Barry Sanders.
Oh, he didn't make my list, but he was really really close. So I'm not going to argue against that.
He had the best season ever.
His season. I read the stats the other day of his season.
1988.
It was absolutely ridiculous. You know, he was a backup to Thurman Thomas the year before.
Yes.
God,
That's not a bad pick.
He scored 42 touchdowns in one
it
season.
was ridiculous.
42.
It's kind of like having Mark Ingram and Trent Richardson and T.J. Yeldon.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just Barry Sanders. I love him. He was great. He was like the best running back in the NFL when I was growing up.
I'm going to throw one out there. I'm going to have one that I don't know if he's the greatest, but I kind of went for a trendsetter on this one. You guys may disagree totally, but I put Erich Crouch from Nebraska.
I would have put Tommy Frazier
I
over
would
him.
put Tommy Frazier if I was going to do that.
Well,
Yeah.
yes.
Just a scrambling quarterback, Heisman Trophy winner.
The combination of Tommy Frazier and Lawrence Phillips was pretty tough.
He was, kind of a forerunner of the Tim Tebow type package.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't have a problem with it, but I would have put Tommy Frazier over Erich Crouch
Well,
if we were
he
going
was
that.
just kind of a, maybe somebody that
But
nobody would have kind of pick.
So, out of all, if there's 4 faces on college football that you would pick, Erich Crouch is one of the 4 people in all-time college football.
Yeah, that was the tough part. I thought, well, that's something unique that nobody would have.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I put Tim Tebow on there.
Oh,
But the
my
reason
God.
that I put Crouch
don't
on
disagree.
there was because he was like a forefather of Tim Tebow.
Yeah, I put Tim Tebow. Even though I've never been a Tim Tebow fan, I don't have his stats with me, but it's ridiculous. He had 80-something passing touchdowns, 50-something rushing touchdowns, and then only 15 interceptions. And I will never argue against him being a fantastic college football player. Tim Tebow was really, really, really tough.
He won. He was the first sophomore Heisman winner too.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
I
probably
don't
should have
disagree
won
with
as a
that.
junior.
I just felt like Crouch was before his time. Of course, now he was also a product of the system, but he run a 4.47 40.
Yeah, he ended up going to the NFL as a safety. So, I
Right.
mean, he was an athlete. He was definitely an athlete.
All right, here's a off the cuff, same sort of topic since we're talking about greats. I want to see if you guys get what I'm looking for here. Who is the most overrated Heisman winner that you can remember?
Gino Torretta.
You know who I'm going with? I'm going with Ron Dane.
Yeah, Ron Dane was pretty overrated.
Ron Dane was a product of the Wisconsin big, gigantic offensive line system.
Didn't Chris Winkie win a Heisman?
Yeah, Chris Winkie when I sent the email about what the topics were going to be, that was I put Chris
That was your
Winkie I put Chris Winkie as on the list of the Rushmore list. That was funny.
Can you believe that I looked up a top 100 college players of all time, and Ron Dane was listed ahead of Bo Jackson?
That's stupid.
Let me tell you, speaking of Bo Jackson, I put Bo Jackson on my Mount Rushmore.
You know, I wanted to put Bo up there, but it was kind of a toss-up between him and Herschel Walker. I guess
I'd put Herschel up there over Bo, but it wouldn't be. It
but
wouldn't
I
be
still
too.
think that I still think that Bo Jackson was the greatest overall athlete of all time.
Yeah, so I mean, I've told you guys my four. My four were Bear Bryant, Herschel Walker, Tim Tebow, and Bo
Chris Winkie.
Jackson. Yeah, Tim Tebow and Bo Jackson. Those were my four that I think should be on the college football Mount Rushmore. That's just the four best college football players that I personally have ever seen. I actually looked at Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders was a freak, man. He was
Yeah.
good.
What do you run like a 4.140?
Yeah, he was ridiculous, man. You could not even throw to his side of the field. You couldn't kick a punt to him. You just could. He was just a freak athlete who was, oh God, he was good. But I thought about it a long time.
Bo Jackson was a freak athlete.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about it a long time, and you know, I'm an Alabama fan, but there was two Auburn players who I actually thought about. Cam Newton was the other, but if he'd have played more than 1 year, he probably would have made it because you look at what happened to that Auburn team after he left. They go from
what
winning
and what it was before he got there.
yeah, they go from winning the national championship the year Cam was there to where
That's
last
nuts.
year they did not win an SEC game. That's only 2 years removed. So I think Cam Newton was just
And that's another thing about that
unbelievable.
site that I looked up, the top 100. Cam Newton's not even on the top 100.
God.
Well, he's got asterisk by his name.
Your site failed.
Saban, Bryant, those are my coaches. Herschel Walker, Vince Young are my players.
Got one because it's hard for me to. There's no way in the world that I could just get 4 people. I'm just going to name one coach. He's not been mentioned. I'm
John
tell
Ray
you,
for Brian School.
I'm gonna tell you this guy's record. Give you a few stats, and I'll tell you who it is.
I don't care about Wallace Wade.
His overall record was 255-49. He won 3 national titles and he won 13 conference titles. The only negative stat is he was 12-13 in bowl games. But Tom Osborne has to be on there.
Yeah, Tom Osborne.
So you're saying, Dusty, out of there's 4 faces that represent college football. You're putting Tom Osborne on there.
But I think Dusty was kind of trying to bring what I was bringing to the table, something different that nobody else had.
Well, there'd be a lot of people that would put Tom Osborne on there, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Osborne's he's not a terrible pick, but I'm just saying that there's 4 faces that represent all of college football. I'm not saying anything's wrong or anything's right. This is all opinion, but 4 faces that I went all SEC, so I'm a complete massive homer. But
No, here's the reason I said Tom Osborne, because of course, Bear Bryant. Yeah, of course I would have him on that. Yeah, I would have Herschel Walker. I mean, they've already been said, so I was just kind of trying to just go kind of off the wall. I mean,
Bring in
now,
something.
I mean, 'cause
so
I think,
who are your 4? Before we
Okay.
start doing that, who are your 4 that would be on Mount Rushmore?
Okay, well, Tom Osborne would be on there, whether he's 4 or 3, whatever he is. Bear Bryant's the other one. I would probably say Eric Dickerson, maybe him.
From SMU?
Yeah.
Or the one
And-
from
From SMU.
okay.
I didn't know there was another one.
I don't know that there is.
So if I went with a straight up 4 Rushmore, it would be Saban would be my top. Bear Bryant would be second. Herschel Walker would be third. And it's kind of a toss-up between Cam Newton and Bo Jackson, but I think we'll go with Cam Newton.
Mm-hmm.
I don't disagree with that at all.
Cam
So
Newton
that-
won a national title.
That would bring my 4.
I'd have a hard time putting Cam Newton over Tim Tebow though. Just
Cam Newton could walk circles around.
well,
Tim Tebow.
I'm just talking about but simply based on that Tim Tebow was a 3 or 4 year guy, and he was 4-year guy, right?
4 years. Yeah.
Yeah, he got the Heisman, he got a national championship. You know, Cam Newton got all that, but Tim Tebow had all that extra where he got those gaudy stats on top of it. Of course, Cam Newton's stats were ridiculous for only 1 year.
And
Johnny Manziel may end up passing Tebow's.
I think Johnny Manziel, he's gonna start fading a little bit.
his knee's going out this year.
I hope he
Go ahead and
does.
make that prediction
I
before
hope
the
he
season
fades. I hope he don't get hurt. I hope he fades.
I'm just think you watched him play, his style, Manziel's knees going out. That is my prediction before the season.
Well, you got to think about it too. A&M's lost some offensive linemen too. Did they lose their left tackle?
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and call it right now that Alabama Texas A&M game is gonna be a blowout, and it ain't gonna be pretty. It's gonna be Alabama beating that ass.
I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
and we won't see it.
I will.
I am getting married that day, and Raper, you'll be there.
I don't know if
I'm
y'all
not going to your wedding.
if y'all
you
saw
are.
this
I
or
went to
not.
your wedding. You have to go to my wedding.
I would
Somebody-
never put my wedding on an Alabama Saturday.
Somebody tweeted this out earlier that Alabama would be favored in every game, and that Auburn is an underdog in every SEC game. You know how they do that early stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Alabama's
And-
going to be favored before the season because they're the best team.
What was it?
Right,
what
but I
was
mean, it cracks me up because, it's just they're favored by like what 24 the first game.
Yeah, against
22
against
last I
like
saw.
probably the best ACC team over the last decade. You could coin flip between Virginia Tech and Florida
What was
State.
it? Phil Steele that said that Alabama has been favored in
40 straight games. Yep.
and will be favored in every game this
Yep.
season.
That's
Considering
ridiculous.
AJ McCarron, who needs to come on deepfryshow.com, would be playing.
If he doesn't get hurt, he's gonna have Tecmo Bowl numbers.
What do you have? Well, last year he had 30 touchdowns and 3 picks.
And then
He's
after
just
the
gonna-
season was over with, you found out that he was playing with an injury.
Yeah, he's gonna stand back there and throw and then flip people off.
And his mom was
It's
hot,
just gonna be.
and then his girlfriend was hot. What? That guy's living right.
There's a chance that AJ has a really, really successful year.
He
Yeah.
will throw a lot.
Maybe has one of the best receivers in the country. One of the best backfields.
Cooper may be the best receiver, and TJ Yeldon very well could be the best running back with that
Yeldon has
freak,
quick feet.
ridiculous idiot behind him. What's his name? The guy, the
Derrick
newest
Henry.
recruit. Yeah, Henry. Oh my gosh, he's
What a wildebeest.
good Lord. Steven, let me hear about Mount Rushmore.
Pretty much all been said. The thing is it could change in like the next 5 years easily, but
It could, but
Well,
what do you
yeah.
got? What do you got?
In 100 years from now, it's going to be different.
I
probably,
went
too.
with Bear Bryant just because currently he's got 6 national championships.
So he's your number one?
Yep. I took
my
one coach and
God.
3 players,
That's what I did.
Who's that?
but
What?
like I said, I think Saban overtakes him. So eventually,
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. If
You're
Saban wins,
contradicting yourself. Wood.
if Saban were to win this year, I would put Saban over Bear Bryant.
Wood, you just said when Owens didn't have Saban on his, and you said, how do you not have Saban on yours? Am I correct?
well, yeah, I mean, but that's like you have to go. I'm going like this point in time right now.
Oh, my gosh, you guys are freaking idiots.
Got to go with 6 national championships. It's already been done.
Yeah, and in 1966 they were undefeated and they didn't get it. So that's 7.
7
That's the missing ring, right?
That's the missing ring. I've
Well-
got that book.
Well,
You
I
got
tell
it
you what,
right
the
there.
missing ring, we made up for it by claiming a random national championship.
Let's
Alabama,
say
first of
Saban.
all, let me tell you, Alabama doesn't have 15 national championships. I hate
41.
I hate to burst everybody's bubble, but Alabama really doesn't have all the championships they're trying to claim.
You're not
41
busting
is
mine.
definitely not one.
You're not going to bust mine because they've still won more in the last 10 than anybody else has. So.
If
Yeah.
Saban were to die tomorrow, that's the one. That's the reason you can't put Saban on there today because he could.
Saban is the best coach ever to walk the sidelines. From a complete top-down football on the field, CEO, everything of a program. You cannot get
I
better.
think if Saban was in Bryant's environment, he'd have won 15 national championships.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't
especially
argue
with
that.
especially with no recruiting limits. I mean, he would have cleaned house.
Question.
Okay.
Saban comes up to you on the street. You're kind of awestruck by him. He said, "You know what? I appreciate you being an Alabama fan, and to to show your Tide pride, I want you to suck my." Would you do it?
What question is that?
Thanks for joining in tonight, folks.
That's a Owen bomb. He just blew it all up. Kind of like my Achilles.
That's a cinnamon, lemon, pepper, or whatever
Yep.
orange slice, mandarin orange drink, whatever he's got.
So I'm gonna take that as a yes. All right, so that was a Deep Fried Show for episode 7. Deep Fried Show episode 7. So for Dusty King, look at the camera and say hi. Hello. John Redneck Raper. Yeah. Next. David Vernon Sharp. There, there he is. And Mr. Stephen
I love
Woods. Alligator food. So that was Deep Fried Show, episode 7. We'll see you next week.
DeepFriedShow.com.